back in the house, and today we're talking about the cancellation of Luke Cage and Iron Fist. Now the dynamic duo won't get together. God damn it.
But will they?
I don't know.
They
I have here
might.
once again to discuss this with me. I got Cal. I got Petey. What are you guys saying about this madness, these good kill shows? What are you thinking?
I think you got it right.
I think you got it right for
I
once.
think these guys, oh man, okay, as much, man, how do you get this? I'm trying to get this together without really just lighting up a torch and burning the whole thing. I would have loved to have seen season 3 for both of them, but then, in the same breath, I'm not surprised that these guys get the cancellation. Now, of course, there might be some behind the scenes stuff where they want to pull them for, their own channel, to do their own stuff, no problem. And these may have been the lowest hanging fruit in terms of numbers. And Jessica Jones isn't like that easy of a transition. She might be more of a Netflix stay. Daredevil's doing 2 big numbers, okay. But in the same breath, like what they did in terms of the foundation characterization for both of them was so ephemeral at the end of the day. There was nothing there to really ground them. We didn't really get that with Luke Cage. Even though people were like, hey, the second season was better. The second season was better, but Luke Cage is still not established as to what it is that we're supposed. Why is he doing this? Why is he doing this? We don't know. We get, situations, with him and Claire, him and his father, and they just fade away to the side. And then at the end, he's supposed to become what? The Godfather of Harlem or something. So he's going to already do his little fall from grace thing, but we never really got to see him be a bona fide hero at the end of the day. And then with Iron Fist, they turned him into some man-child who never, it's like, did you spend any time in Kunlun? Or you opened a box, got the Iron Fist, and then just decided to come back to New York? It was terrible what they did in terms of his characterization, especially at the end of that second season. That, for me, was just like, so on one hand, I'm kind of like, look.
The Golden Guns, you didn't like that?
On one hand, I'm like, look, I would have loved to have seen a third season to see if they could have worked out the characterization for them, because unfortunately, with both of the shows, it seemed like the supporting characters and the villains were very clear as to what their rationales were, why they were doing it. But with the heroes, no. Okay, with the heroes, no. So I'm not surprised, and I'm disappointed, but not surprised at this.
I cannot necessarily agree with what he's saying, but, there are some elements. Petey, give us your honest opinion on how wrong he is.
I'm not going to get into how wrong he is. I'm just going to get into the feeling that they just go to the point of there's Disney streaming coming, and same as the comic. Both comic books weren't doing so well, so they decided to combine them. So Disney Streaming might be doing Power Man and Iron Fist.
We can only hope.
And Power Man is also the bigger of the two. So whereas
this is history repeating itself.
Yeah, but I think the thing is, I think the numbers for the Iron Fist at the end, but even though the name wouldn't work, the last couple of numbers of the X-Men and Sabretooth were a little bit bigger for Iron Fist before they got rid of it. So it could have been Iron Fist and Power Man, but it doesn't sound as cool.
No.
But but at the same time, that's the only thing I could think of because it seemed very abrupt. I don't think that it's not a good sign when you cancel something. It would be easier to say that we're taking these stories from them. So that is a sign that it might not be coming back at all. But at the same time, they could come back. That's what I'm betting on.
They said we would both, at the very least, Finn Jones said that you would see Iron Fist in the future in recurring roles, coming on to do guest spot here, cameo. So it's not like we won't see him again. And
they still have Defenders. So.
If we see them in another show, it's over. If you see, what's the name? Was it Michael Collier? What's his name in the show? What's Power Man's name?
Luke Cage?
No, I mean his real name.
Mike Colter.
If we see him in another show, then it's over.
Yeah.
If you see Finn in another show, that's when you know. Like when you're watching it before the person dies and they're on another show, you're like, oh, okay, they're killing this guy on Game of Thrones.
The but what you said is the low-hanging fruit, Power Man and Iron Fist.
I kind of disagree in that these shows showed the characterization of those characters in the comics was very different from what they actually had in the shows on Netflix. And I think that may have harmed them from the very beginning. But as a show themselves, I think they've showed great improvement from their very first season to the second season, especially Iron Fist. I mean, we all complained about his lack of martial artistry at one point, and also the way that he was being characterized. I think that one more season would have definitely done more for his story, and definitely also the story for Luke Cage, where he becomes the Godfather of Harlem.
Yeah, it's like playing a game, like a basketball game, and it's like 2 minutes left,
right?
And you're down by 50. And people are like, well, they were down by 200. That's where it was. You were down by a lot. So even if you improved a lot in the second half, which will be the second season for them, you were still down by a lot.
I don't think they were down that far, but I think though that the possibility. I think like what you guys just said, that probably they want to redo, or whoever's in control of Marvel Universe or whoever, they want to re-image these two again. And if they want to go back
same
to
characters, they're not going to do. They're not going to redo them and do
if they
new
really
characters.
want to go back to, if they really want to go back to what the story is in the comics, I think that makes sense.
I mean, they could go to Disney, and we could see from the first episode the two of them are hanging out, heroes for hire, and literally he could just say, "So how'd that whole Godfather Harlem thing? Never did it. What about you with the whole Iron Fist? I took it back. Okay, good. Now we're off to the races. If they could do something like that, then you can just go tell some stories, play off the two of them.
But do you want those same actors playing those same characters? Or do
you want whole new actors?
Or do you want a whole new reimagining?
No, either they give us what they had. Well, look at this. The same, like to go to your angle that didn't follow the comic books. There's only a couple of things that the Arrow universe followed. That he was on the island.
Yeah.
Right.
But on the island he was surviving, not learning karate.
He wasn't even on the island.
Yeah, she was only on like 1 year. Or
But I'm saying-
we're thinking he was on the island for 5 years. Like, no, this guy's running in Hong Kong. He's in Russia.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the fact that the
He's working for-
characterization is not the same, but they put so much into, like the fighting, this guy being in incredible shape. So it's like they put a lot into that sort of Batman aspect of changing to like a bat arrow.
They call it the Arrowverse. He started a whole universe based off of it.
But I'm saying that's not it's not even really the Neil Adams, Danny O'Neill Green Arrow. It's sort of like the Batman sort
Okay,
of.
so the point that you're trying to make.
I'm saying that you don't have to always use that. These guys don't use the stuff from the comics, and it doesn't mean it's going to fail or succeed. Because sometimes they shift
and I
and
agree
change.
with you, but what I'm trying to say, whoever's in charge of this had to have been.
But they did. They put the karate stuff that was in Arrow, the little bit of stuff that's in there, into this thing, and in the training. Then we could have had something, but we didn't get that.
Put the martial arts that they have in Badlands. That stuff is kick ass.
Put the martial arts we had in Kung Fu in the 70s.
That's all those guys from the leads, the guy who plays Sonny on down. All those guys are trained martial artists. You can't. That would be like literally taking somebody. Okay, you're an actor. Okay, we're gonna try to put
for the next year. That's all you're gonna do.
No,
live, breathe, and eat.
No, that would be like some Matrix type stuff where it's gonna be 8 months of like grueling stuff. And hope you don't break an ankle because your body's never had to do this before.
It's going to do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, no. All I'm just saying is they set it up as a brand new. Whoever runs Marvel Universe.
No brand
Hold
new.
up,
Yeah,
I'm just
Just
saying.
cancel it then. If
No,
you're
they
gonna be like a new characters,
Look,
New
what I'm
actors?
trying
New
to say-
characterization.
look, hold on. I'm saying the only option for them to remain is unless they go back into Defenders, right? If they use Netflix,
they're
right?
not. They're gonna no.
Or Marvel Universe picks them up, but they're not going
Yes.
to pick them up as individual shows. Most likely, they're going to bring them back as a duo if they did that.
They didn't
I'm
say
not-
that. We're assuming that.
I'm just assuming that. But
I'm hoping
thinking,
it.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, me too.
So you want to see these particular actors? in
Yes.
that particular-
Who grew up watching? Who was like me? Grew up. You watched Street Justice, and after that first episode, you were like, "Wait a second, Power Man and Iron Fist." That's exactly what it was. And you was like, "Okay, how many seasons of Street Justice did we get? We got 4 seasons of that. We got 4 seasons of it. And what was it? Carl Weathers was Luke Cage. He was the hard-boiled cop. Okay, big muscle. I'm gonna knock stuff out. Brute strength, wins every time. And then the other guy was who? He was the martial artist. He was always meditating about something every other time we saw him, and it worked. Why can't they do it with these two guys? It worked with Street Justice, and Street Justice stole it from Power Man and Iron Fist.
I like the
Street Justice is your mine is Hawk and yours is Street Justice.
Look, both shows I thought worked individually, especially the growth that they had. I'm not sure these two characters are going to be able to pull off the
We
Power Man, Iron
need
Man Fist
more.
together.
We need
That's
more
what I'm trying to say.
Misty, and we need more.
Again, do you want
Colleen
to see
Wing.
the Misty that they've been portraying now, or are we talking about the Misty that they're going to portray that they portrayed in the comic? In this TV show, versus
There's
Misty?
only one other.
Because then you have the Daughters of the Dragon. And I don't think those two. They try to put those two together, and I don't think it kind of went the way it could have been. You know
Because
what
what's her name is more of a girlfriend. The actress, she like say you look like Janet Jackson. Sorry to say, she doesn't do the emotional stuff. She's a great girlfriend. Like she was a good girlfriend. And
Janet
this,
Jackson?
I'm saying as an actress, and this actress is more not the action girl. She feels like she's more the girlfriend to Luke Cage or whoever they decide she's going to be with. So I do agree they might need to get a different person to play just a character that's like the Misty that we want. But she's a good one. I wouldn't throw her out. I wouldn't redo it just because we're retooling. Just use those characters. Netflix, if you decide to do Daughters of the Dragon, which you're probably not, or do Nightwing
I think Netflix is
restorations
losing
or whatever
all
it's
that
called.
Marvel stuff, and I think they have
I
to
would,
try to make a
I
decision.
could keep Colleen Wing, but I would have to get rid of Misty and start over with the new Misty.
Yeah.
I just with her. I mean, as bad as I thought they did. I mean, everybody overlooked a lot of the stuff with Misty, but she's the worst cop I had seen in some time.
Well, she quit and then she stayed on. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm leaving, and then she's like doing her.
And
then they
Don't
had-
worry, I got you in witness protection. You're dead. Oh, how did that happen?
And Misty's fine, but it's not the role that I think that we were expecting. And that may be us because we've read the comics, and we may think that she should be a certain.
No,
certain
even
thing.
if this is regardless, because
They
even
know what they wanted to do with her.
in the comics, Misty's been all over the place with a bunch of different stuff. Okay,
Right.
but I'm going strictly based by what we got on the show. And the first mistake was having her sleep with Luke Cage.
That was
just
totally wrong.
that was
Totally
just bad
wrong.
from start to finish.
Criminal.
Because then you couldn't have her as the love interest for Danny Rand, and that was a big part. You lost a good part of the story
They're
right
brothers. They're like frat brothers.
Yeah.
They share and share alike.
there. No,
But then they brought in the Night Nurse. You think that she's going to be the
Gamma
love
Phi
then
Gamma.
Then you thought she was going to be the love interest for Luke Cage, but then it turns out to be the Night Nurse. Who becomes a night. And then what happened to her? She just disappears.
Well, her
It's like-
contract is up, so she's gone. She's doing other stuff.
Right, but I'm saying she was integral
That's
in the whole
money
thing.
in
So,
the
I don't know.
bank. Money
It
in
looks
the
as though they're
bank.
unraveling the
Night
whole
Nurse.
the whole Netflix Marvel thing to start putting. And I think Netflix probably say, why do you continue to pay these guys if they're going to be competing against us? We'll keep Daredevil because they're making money.
What, they're going to do their crappy Liefeld Netflix shows?
We
Come
keep
on.
doing what? We're gonna keep doing Daredevil because they got Daredevil. They're gonna keep doing Daredevil
Well,
because they got Daredevil right.
We're going to
They're
get
gonna
to
do
you
the
guys. We're
Punisher.
going to get to Daredevil.
Punisher because it did pretty well. What about Jessica Jones? I mean, a lot of people.
That was
criticize
second season was terrible.
I thought the first season was
Terrible. No, that one. Well, no, they had some issues. They had four. I think the first four were solid. Then it sort of treaded water, as I think you'd said. But then the second season, and they had some quality actors in it, and they were bad.
Well, I don't know.
But Punisher, strong season, and Daredevil, and what looks like is coming for the next Daredevil season, because I thought they were going to go serious and try to be, because of Foggy and the way Karen are, and they sort of pulled away from Daredevil, and it's like, we lost the supporting cast, so now they're going to be
he pulled
walk-ons.
away from them.
No, I mean, how they wrote it. I mean, obviously they wrote it, so he pulled away, but I mean, like the fact of them being so cynical about him being a superhero, and they played it out. I was like, are they never going to get back to become friends with them? And it's like, then they get pushed out. They show up for 2 seconds, insult Matt, and then leave. That's not really a good dynamic for supporting characters.
No, but it sets up what they wanted to do with season 3,
Born Again season.
where he feels totally. He's recuperating. He feels totally alone, and now he feels the only thing he can embrace. Well, we would love to tell you, but you're going to have to watch the other episode regarding Daredevil.
That's
Not
right.
here.
Spinner Rack?
Out.